Sup, everyone, Wavy here. Today got this one right here. Battlefield 5 is horrible right now. Let's react it.
Before we start, I just want to say that everything that I'm talking about in this video, I've not personally experienced myself, but rather I've been told about and I've seen in other people's YouTube videos and I've read about on Reddit. And I've also had a lot of emails recently from people who are still playing Battlefield 5, especially in North America. And apparently it's in a very bad state
That plane was lagging a bit, man.
Right now, and it's horrible with the amount of cheaters that are going about ruining the game. And apparently the sort of cheats that they've got now are just getting absolutely insane, and the sorts of things that they can do to servers are getting out of control. I'll read you snippets of
I'm not even surprised because it's EA. Like, why should they care?
an email that I was sent earlier today that go into a bit more detail about what they can actually do. And this person said to me that when you post about this stuff on the EA forums to bring...
Yeah, you get immediately banned if some words contain like cheats or something like that. I think the core reason behind that is they want the people not to talk about cheats to obtain them, but this hits like in the other direction because they want to talk about the problems about those cheats, and this is why they get banned immediately. All the comments get deleted immediately, yeah.
Try and report people, talk about this problem that's happening. Those forum posts just get locked and deleted because EA on their forums have a rule which means that you can't discuss anything about cheats, even if you're trying to highlight the problem with them, which is kind of busted, but whatever. So let's take a look. Can I just say as well, BF5 still such a great game, so atmospheric. I played earlier today one round, this footage that you're seeing here on Narvik, and just sniping away, having a blast, ultra graphics, a fantastic experience all around, really. And I checked the Steam stats just to see, you know, out of interest on PC, because this is a PC specific problem with these cheats. There's about 14,000 people playing the game still every day on Steam. That doesn't include anyone who plays the game on Origin, of course, or who's playing it on Game Pass. And the player base on console, that's separate to this. Like, they're not going to experience the kind of things that I'm talking about here because these cheats, they don't work on console. So if you want to play BF5, my advice at the moment would be, you know, maybe play it on console. Not a fix to this problem, of course, but still might be a solution in the interim. So as I mentioned, I've received a few emails about this recently, and the latest one went into a bit more detail. And it's someone who has emailed me, I guess in the hopes that I can spread awareness on a situation that is plaguing BF5 players in the North American region. I'm paraphrasing a bit here, but they go on to say that they're not sure if I've played BF5 lately, but it's being plagued by cheats at the moment. And these players can enter a server. They can cause whole servers of people to...
Like, it's literally the same with the old COD games. Like, they don't give a shit about that either. Even though they still cost that much. It's insane.
Deploy with no warning, so essentially they can kill everyone on the server, whether that's on their team or on both teams. Very disruptive. They've got speed hacks now, they've got stuff like aimbots, no damage cheats, and they can track people's IP addresses and expose their locations in the in-game chat. They can also regularly DDoS community servers that contain something called the Battlefield Robot plugin that people have actually had to develop to try and defeat the cheaters. So it's essentially a third-party server mod that kicks players who've got questionable stats, but the cheats can now DDoS those servers that are running that to just stop people playing, essentially. And they feel like they've got to a point now where they're just not even bothering to play the game anymore or make servers. And they also went on to say, as I mentioned at the start, when they try and bring this up on the EA forums, those posts are just instantly locked or deleted because you're not allowed to talk about cheats regardless of what the context is. So I did a bit of research into this, and it does look like this is a problem specific to North American servers. Yeah, there's going to be cheaters in Europe too, but it looks like people in NA are being targeted. And there are even cheats now that can give you access to weapons that are in the...
Oh, don't worry about it. It's gonna swap over to you anyway.
Game files that were unreleased, but the cheats can use them and activate them. And do you remember that finger gun? It was part of that Easter egg. Well, it looks like the cheaters can give themselves that gun now, and they can one-shot anyone on the map at any distance and even take out heavily armored tanks and vehicles in one shot with a finger gun. So it sounds like that it's getting out of control, doesn't it? In terms of anti-cheat, BF5 does have one, but it doesn't have a complex kernel level anti-cheat like BF 2042 does, for example. And I imagine that the anti-cheat in BF5 probably hasn't been updated since since maybe 2019, 2020. I don't know that for certain because I don't have any transparency
like
on
you
it.
always need to keep up against the cheaters. It's like with CS, they find a way to overcome that software, like the anti-cheat program, and after that they need to try to fight that again. Like it's this is why they don't tell you when they are going to update their own anti-cheat software. So the people who try to fight against that are like at a somewhat disadvantage, I think. But it's an endless war.
On that, but one would assume that DICE and EA's efforts now are going to be going on to BF 2042 because that's the current game. That's the one that they've got the live service running on and they're supporting it. But at the same time, Battlefield, I think, has a history of people still enjoying the older games, even when the newer one is released. I know a lot of people still play BF1. Obviously, a lot of people still play BF5. Even there's a small community left on BF3 and BF4 on P. Community servers keep that going. So their focus on anti-cheat is with BF 2042. And all credit to DICE and EA. I don't think I've ever played against a cheater in BF 2042. At least a rage hacker, someone that was making it blatantly obvious what they were doing. I mean, maybe there's some people that I've played against that have used soft wall hacks and kept it well hidden, regularly updated their cheats and not been banned. But for the most part, I can't say an example where I've been killed by someone and thought, you know what, that guy's definitely cheating. However, based on what I'm being told and based on what I've seen on Reddit and videos I've seen on YouTube, the older games like BF5, perhaps they're being neglected here and just being let go. And again, not something I've experienced, but many people have reached out to me and talked about this. Maybe it would do DICE and EA some good to actually put a little bit of focus on this and see what's happening and maybe come up with a better solution of fighting.
Just play Hell Let Loose. Like it's like the better version of it right now, I think.
It will, and I don't think that me making this video and talking about it will make a lick of difference. But at least I've done it now. It is what it is. Perhaps DICE could have someone, just one person, look into this and see, is it actually a big problem? What's going on? And maybe just extend a small olive branch to the community to investigate at least. Of course, cheats are never going to go away in online games. It's a game of cat and mouse, isn't it? Especially with older titles that aren't supported anymore. And I think it's understandable from a business perspective because they're going to put their money into the thing that's hot and new, where they've got the most players, right? But taking care of your past and making sure that you got all your ducks in order on previous titles can definitely go a long way.
I have even caring about Battlefield 2042. Like I even heard about games since like release because that release was horrendous.
In fostering goodwill within the community. And you have to remember as well that BF5, although it came out in 2018, it's still advertised as part of Xbox Game Pass on PC and EA Play. Because as far as I'm aware, if you get the Ultimate Xbox Game Pass thing, you get everything that's included in EA Play too. And BF5 is one of those games. And it would be unfortunate if people were logging into the game after getting Game Pass with EA Play and then trying it, and a lot of the servers they were joining were just riddled with people who were cheating and DDoSing the servers. It's not good luck really, is it? So that's where I want to leave this for today, and I want you guys to let me know, is this a big problem? Is it specific to the North American region, or is this endemic to Battlefield 5 nowadays? Is this just what it's like on PC in all of the regions that you can play in? It is. So if you're someone who still plays this game on PC regularly, and I mean regularly because for me, I haven't played this game for months and I just hopped on today, had one game and it was fine. But if you're playing it all the time, every day or something, do you experience cheaters in every game? Is it really getting that bad in certain regions? Let me know below. But thank you for watching, guys. I know it's a bit of a different video today, but I thought it was an interesting topic, this one. And I want to say thanks to the people that reached out to me, emailed me. As I mentioned, I don't think it'll make any difference whatsoever, but I've done it now, so there you go. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Nice situation update about BF5, I guess. Go subscribe to jackfrags, and if you want to see more of his stuff, go subscribe to me as well. Like, I would really appreciate a like, comment, and sub. And I guess that's it. I guess see you next time. Wafer out.